Hey everybody, I just wanted to say I'm sorry about last week. I really apologize for canceling last minute on ModBot. Got caught on the way back from Wyoming and did not make it to the destination before the stream. I really appreciate you guys sticking with us. We'll see you tonight. We have a great show, and let's do some hot makes. Here we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Hot Makes, right here on Hot Makes. I am joined by two of the most amazing modelers and people that we know. Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea and Garrett from Chaos Cortec. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, man, I am doing great. We had 2 weeks off, which is unheard of. I think this is episode 72, 71, something like that. So we don't get a lot of time off. But welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Glad to be here.
I'm super pumped about the show. I can't wait to talk about some of the fun stuff you guys are doing and talk about some hot makes we have coming up. We have a really cool hot or not. We're going to do a live hot or not today. So I'm really pumped to see your reaction on that one because it's kind of a different thing. We haven't shown this yet. I think we saw a little sneak peek a few weeks ago, but that's about it. Other than that, how was your summer? You guys put out an absolute ton of models. So there's that.
I don't even know what time of the year it is, to be honest with you. I've just been sitting at my desk and modeling every day, and that's basically it.
It's very true.
I don't leave the house, so just typical stuff.
No, that explains why you put out some amazing models and super fast. Like, I want to talk about this a little bit later in the show, but I mean, you guys are like, there's a meme that comes out, and you can bet you printing out a model within a day or two. I mean, you guys are like, what was that? Bernie Sanders sitting in a chair? Boom, I'm in. Let's do this, And,
I have to give credit to Joel on that one because he's like, have you seen this? We're like, yeah, it's hilarious. He's like, you have to do it. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I probably should. So I just immediately start doing that. And from then on, we're just like looking out for stuff. So yeah.
Oh, it's Joel, so good. And
Joel was the key there on that one.
What's another awesome thing is that you guys are dropping them on Thangs, which is a sponsor of the show. And courtesy of Thangs, we're going to do a $50 Amazon gift card at the end of the show. We're going to give that away. But thank you so much, Thangs, for sponsoring our show and these guys, because, I mean, these guys do some amazing modeling and drop them on Thangs, and they're free, right?
Yep, they're free. It just, to us,
away.
It was a better place than Thingiverse to put our free stuff.
For sure.
And when they started it, the people were so nice. We're like, sure, let's try it. So It's been better to Thingiverse for us. So
amen. And more reliable, and there's more there. I could list a bunch of stuff.
Cleaner, and for
and
sure.
if you want a life-size Stay Puff, like, what do you call them? The big heads? You can do the AR.
The big heads.
Have you guys played with the AR, the augmented reality?
I have played with it.
You can be like, and there's like a giant.
Super cool.
So
Next thing you know, Garrett's hanging from a skewer over the fire.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
For
Well,
sure.
I tell you what. Before we dive too much into this, we have a special guest, and I told you tonight I wanted it to be a surprise because I didn't want you guys to look up his anything he's done because I want to see what your reaction is. But We have a special guest with us. We're going to do a special live version of Hot or Not. We're going to jump right into that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hot or Not. All right, we welcome in Jorge, also known as the Lazy Eyebrow. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, it's doing great. I'm super pumped to be back on the show and really pumped to show off your project. So I don't want to bury the lead. What are we going to check out today?
This is a scale project I've been working on for a while. So this picture, it says this is all in scale. However, it's technically not. Apparently those Thomas and James figures are 00 scale, so they're slightly oversized. But everything else is little model cars of HO scale Transformers.
Okay.
In that particular picture.
And what we're checking out today is a project you've been doing, and that's this one right here, right?
Yeah. So that is all the segmented parts to fit within my printer of a JNR D51, which is the locomotive that Astrotrain was. Although apparently there's some debate because it could be a slightly different one.
Well, there's always debate, right?
Yeah, there's always
So what we're talking about is Transformers, right? The Astrotrain Transformer. And I know
that was loud.
There's Geary. I know that
now.
right. Let's see. Okay. So I know that Chelsea and Garrett were doing Transformers like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, sort of. Well, they didn't transform, but the shape of the Transformers, yes.
Okay.
We did them specifically for multi-color printing. It was
so you could print out a multicolor Optimus is what we did.
Oh, neat. So they were just static figures.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was more of an action figure. Like you could pose it, but it didn't like transform back into the truck.
Oh.
But yeah, we printed one out. It was probably a foot and a half tall. A little over a foot, maybe.
Yeah, pretty close.
See, my main thing is stop motion, so something like that would be good because a good action figure is useful for that kind of medium.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
That is super cool. I didn't know you had a stop motion part, but I gotta ask this. I gotta ask here. So you modeled the locomotive here, right?
Yeah.
And this is a kind of later on. Now we featured some early progress a few weeks ago, and that's how we caught wind of it. This is actually painted, decaled, and ready to go, right?
Correct. So I used the chassis of an actual locomotive, and then from there modeled around it the shell of the JNR class D51, which is again the locomotive that Astrotrain is. So therefore, I have now a working Astrotrain in HO scale that scales with the rest of my HO scale stuff.
Nice.
I love that, and I love that you threw the Transformers here, and I'm gonna pop this out. So I want to check this out a little bit closer because you really did some cool stuff in the detail, like the coal and the fire in here, and is that the Transformer in there?
Yes, so that's a water slide decal that I made it kind of like a fiery kind of glow at the background, and then the actual figure is Frenzy and Rumble. So Rumble's on this. No, that's Frenzy. Sorry, with the engineer hat on, blowing the whistle, and on the other side is Rumble, who's just riding in the cab too.
That is so cool. Oh man, I mean, did you just like one day wake up and be like, I'm going to model that? I mean, how did that come about? Because I think that's how Chelsea's brain works, but mine doesn't.
Yeah,
it kind of was like. About a year ago, I was like, oh, I've got a printer now, and I could just, instead of buying the HO scale models, which are like $30 a piece, and then you got to paint them, I could just print it. And then I made a Corvette for tracks, which is I used the 78. It should be a 1980, but anyways, I used the 78 Corvette C3, and so I made that, and that turned out pretty good. I'm like, oh, you know what? I should just do a static model of Astrotrain. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I could just go out and buy a 282 locomotive and then just model that. So the tender's not actually printed.
Okay.
That's the print. That's the actual tender. I just painted over it and added. That's actually a raised sticker from a company called Toy Hacks.
Okay.
They make embossed stickers. So the tender itself is just painted. It's the locomotive itself that I like. It took me about 6 months of modeling because I'm still learning, and then a few bit more printing. off and on too. It wasn't just like 6 months always on it. It was just
Right.
Yeah.
stop motion is my main thing,
Yeah.
so it was just coming back to it every now and again.
Well,
Nice.
and I don't know a ton, and then this is why I was really excited to have it on with you guys, because I don't know much about modeling it. I'm not good at it. I don't know how to do it. I don't have time to learn, and I should make the time. But I mean, you guys do this a lot, and just to pick it up and do something like this, how much of a chore is that? Like, have you modeled at all before this?
Me?
Yeah.
So I did it in high school for about one semester, but that was close to a decade ago, if not more. So that's the only modeling experience I've got. And then I picked up Blender 13 months ago.
13. And so like I was just asking you guys, how much of a chore is for someone who has no experience at all, Chelsea or Garrett, what would it take for me to actually do this? Besides a lot of patience and some beer.
That's really good for being, using Blender for that amount of time. That's about how long I've been using Blender. And yeah, vehicles they're a very strange intersection of mechanical and organic shapes.
Yeah.
So it's like it can be tough to get the perfect shape. So I'd say you did really well.
Well, thank you.
That's awesome. And let's see. So we got a couple videos. So this is awesome.
I made it able to pull Frake, so
nice. So that's obviously seen it function, right?
Yep.
And I think it comes by one more time. There we go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I love seeing it on the tracks.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then the next one, which I think this one's my favorite. You said like a rocket sled on rails, right? So
that's fun.
Oh, so good.
So in Transformers right now, they have like everything's 5mm ports, where it's like, that's where your gun and stuff. But the recent stuff that's been coming out, they've got these translucent rubbery things that also fit in the 5mm ports. So I designed the 5mm holes into the afterburners, and then wired up LED lights into each one, so that when it picks up the power off the tracks, it goes through.
And I think that's this,
there
right?
it is. Yes, that's what that is.
So good. So if you're watching, let us know, what do you think of this? This I think this model is hot. I don't know how it could not be. I mean, it's got fire coming right out of the back. but so you're telling me when you have the fire right on there, whatever, it picks up the electricity from the tracks and actually lights that up too?
Yep.
So good.
There might be another image. No, maybe it was a slight video, but it's a while back where I was testing it, and it's a lot brighter without the motor picking up power too.
Sure.
If it's just the lights, it really lights it up. It's so good.
That's such a cool idea, and that's a great way to use that electricity, right? I mean, I think the newer track, I can't remember what they call it, Easy Trackers. I can't remember where you can actually. Is that what it is?
This is the Easy Track from Bach.
It is track. Okay. Is that where you can actually just like plug stuff into it to have lights and stuff?
No, I like what I had to do is I got these LED lights from just eBay. They're like 2.5 volts, but they have a resistor in it, so I can because the track powers up to 18 volts.
Sure.
So I've got it wired. So there's 4 lights. There's 1 on the headlight and 3 in the boosters, and I've got it 2 and 2 to kind of break up the voltage a bit, just to not overload the resistor. So it is that there's wiring on 4, like that particular side has pickups installed already, and then I had to make custom ones for the other side because it's a really old engine that picks up the other rail from the tender, and so I wanted the tender independent. So I had to get some copper pickups that I hot glued to the chassis on the other side for the front 2 axles that pick up the power from the negative side. That then the wires then go to the DC motor, and then I soldered on the wires for the lights on each pole of the DC motor. So it's like as it hits the motor, it's then being split up between the motor, the lights, and the other lights.
Nice. That's super
cool.
Yeah, I mean, you really put a lot of time and effort into this. And so I don't want to keep you too long. I know you're a busy guy. What else do you do? You touched on stop motion. Before we go, like, let everybody know who you are, where we can find you, and what you do.
So on the Lazy Eyebrow, you can find me mainly on YouTube at the Lazy Eyebrow. Just anything. Mainly, what I do is I review Transformers, but I do it in stop motion instead of putting my hands in front of the camera. So it's all just scripted reviews and stuff. And then I'll do skits in there too. And actually, every review that isn't one of the mini ones has an opening skit to it. So that's mainly what I do.
Nice.
So that's really my passion. But this whole 3D printing thing is kind of new to me, and I quite love it. So that's this is my side hobby where I can still do Transformers that it doesn't feel like a job.
Right. That's fun.
That's awesome. And I mean, you guys, any advice, like any heads up you can give him in his journey on modeling and stuff?
No, I think he's there. Nothing I could quickly give anyway that I think would be helpful. I just did a good job.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate it. Hang out in the background if you want. I know. I think
If you
Geary said,
if you don't mind me
go ahead.
cutting in, if you wanted to see the lights lighting up, I just put it in chat.
"Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's check this out. Let me drag it over here." Oh, that's cool.
That's really awesome.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's how
That
bright
is
it can get without the motor.
Nice. And then you add the motor in, obviously everything equals out, that kind of dims
Yeah.
out, right?
Yeah, and also because
Nice.
the rails aren't entirely clean, it flickers as well, which kind of works in the thruster's favor. But
Right.
I think I need to get a capacitor for the headlight.
So good, man. Well, it's such an awesome project. I was watching Chat. Chat loves it. And we're definitely going to go check out your YouTube channel. Lazy Eyebrow, check him out on YouTube. Also Twitter, as you can see here. And we'll have links in the description below, too. But thank you so much for stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Hey, awesome. Anytime you want to throw any project at us, let us know.
Will do.
All right. Have a good one, man. Later.
Thank you. See you. It's good to meet you.
Oh, so good.
Very cool.
I love it. I wish I had more time to play with projects like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I realized today that I spend a lot more of my time working on the channel and videos for the channel and stuff like that than I actually do playing,
Yeah.
And that actually brings me into something that we can show off, right? We can show this off.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is brand new, and I actually got to play today. And this is a Geary model by Chaos Cortec. And Geary's with us. Geary, what do you think? It's a striking resemblance.
I think it's the prettiest print I've ever seen. I think it's
I had
gorgeous.
I had some blue, so I threw. I wanted to light up your eyes a little. Whoa, we got a dog! What?
No,
Yeah,
the Geary print is
she's
still
bothered,
cuter.
and she wants to be a part of it. So
Enough of the Geary print. There's a dog. No, I'm just but it comes in it comes in two parts. So the top here, and then it has a sweet base you can set it in, like you saw, and it sits just like that. Or if Geary's feeling tired, you can
Hey,
do that.
there you go.
I mean, whatever you
maybe he
want.
was a little drunk the night before. Maybe he's upside down.
Yeah. Too much motor oil.
Too much motor oil.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
But what's really cool about this is you came up with two different versions. I didn't get the other one done, but it's like kind of a wavy version, we'll call it, right? It kind of has like a
Little twisty.
curvature to it. Yeah, twisty.
Mhm.
There you go. And both these models you're going to put up on Thangs, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
As soon as
super
we're
pumped.
done here on the show, I will put it right up.
So that's awesome. Grab your Geary model. We'll put the link in the description as soon as we have one from Thangs, and then we'll tweet it out, of course. But this is such a fun model. Thank you guys so much. I know we've been talking a little bit about it. I know Thangs was talking to you a little bit about it too. And
Yeah.
there's so much fun stuff we can do with this. I'm thinking I can play with the palette and make like different color eyebrows and eyes, and
There you go. Split it up.
maybe like red. We could do red. And Geary could be like an evil machine. Don't
We can
tell
do a
him.
Christmas Geary.
Because
Yes.
it's not evil as it is.
We can give him a little. Maybe we'll give him a Santa hat during Christmas.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. Well, now I think this is I think Llama put together a Geary model at one time too, right? I'm pretty sure Llama Geary, is that right?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yes. So now we have two Gearys, and
There you
what's so cool about them is they're so different, but they're still Geary, and I love it. And you guys, you put your fun spin on this one, and thank you so much for this. But that brings me into like something we kind of alluded to. You guys are super fast at like pumping out memes or like Stay Puft Marshmallows hanging over the fire when that trailer came out. That was so good. I literally, I think I spit my coffee out. I was scrolling and I was like, what is this? And I think I spit my coffee out that day because I was.
Those were so fun.
Yeah.
I just couldn't resist with that trailer. I had to. They were so funny.
Yeah, it was super fun, like trying to come up with ideas for different poses and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, which ones out of this trailer do I use?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, where they're roasting the other ones, it was just too messed up and hilarious that I had to do that one for sure.
Well, and it's not only that. You guys have been watching the meme scene, like we talked a little bit. You gave credit to Joel for prodding me on the Bernie thing. You guys stay. I mean, you just like kind of fan Twitter for the memes that come out, or what do you like? How do you find
we're
one?
We're very like active and watching a lot of like streamers and YouTube and
we're the ultimate lurkers
like
online.
So so we just kind of keep an eye out that way is mainly what.
Yeah, we're just kind of in it.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. The dog is how I feel. I was like, it's so good.
She wants to hang out.
Geary for all the seasons, someone said. Nice. So a couple people said, "Where's your hair?" Thanks. It's back there. It's just back there. It's going away. No, I'm just joking. I we'll just say I didn't get time today to get it going, and I didn't have time before the show, so we put it back today. Okay. One day I'm just gonna cut it all off and then do a video and then see what happens. People are gonna be like,
turn
"What
around.
Yeah.
Not say anything about it. Don't say anything about it. Just turn around and.
Yeah, I have that problem too. Like I take long breaks in between making videos, and I'll take long breaks in between shaving my beard as well. And so I never shave it completely, but I let it get so long sometimes that I'll be in a video. Right. And then the next one, I'll just like take it back down to a normal length, but I look completely different. And I'm like, I should probably address this because it's so different.
Not only that, like you had long hair, and then right when you started YouTube, you cut it all off. So people thought you always had short hair.
Yeah.
When you went back to long hair, they're like, ew, he needs a haircut.
Yeah. That's the way I've always been. I just decided to chop it off at one point.
3D people are saying I couldn't go full gym tonight. I had 3D printed hair. I grow a beard out and shave your head, then I'd be like Daughtry.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say if you shave your head, you got to bring the Fu Manchu back.
Yes. So recently I went to Wyoming. My grandma wasn't doing the best, so I got out there quick. I wanted to introduce her to my little guy and see her, before. And so while I was there, one of my family members is like, "Didn't I saw this thing?" And I think it was like a hot take. We did some hot takes in the past where we did like quick clips of videos, and they pulled it up and they're like, "What was with your face here?" And I had grown out my beard, and I was gonna shave right before the show, and I was like, I'm just gonna shave it into a full Fu Manchu. And then I was like talking to Pooch and Geary before the show, and I was doing this, and they're like, "Why are your hand in front of your mouth?" And then I took it off, and they're like, "Whoa!" So it was pretty funny. But it was funny because one of my family members hadn't seen me in a long time, and they called me out. They're like, they found the video, and they're like, this one. But anyways, we talked. We got way off the track. We're talking beards and hair now. Welcome to Hot.
That's what we're good for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I mean, now we're talking. We should bring a barber in. We probably should.
I'm a cosmetologist. I'll come cut it. There you go.
There you go. Yes. That would. You know what? That would be a fun show. Like we could find. Joel did 3D printed scissors. We could do like a 3D printed clipper.
There you go.
And then I will scream in pain or something.
Super well. It's not painful at all.
just mute my voice because I'll be like.
There you go.
Nice.
Cool.
So what's in the works? What do you guys, if you can share anything? If you can't, I get it. Anything cooking?
Yeah. I mean, I set myself up for failure and have said I'm going to do a model every day of the month of September for things, which is what I'm doing now. I'm 3 days behind. But I'm in the process of working on 4 models at the same time. So those should all come out at once. That'll catch me back up. I still have some models for Patreon to put out this month in 10 days. And then in, what's next month? October. So last year I did Sculptober, which was more popular with like artists, like painters, right?
Yeah.
But Polygon, he's a 3D designer, and he did a list last year that was for Sculptober, and it's just a prompt list. So just a bunch of random words for every day of the month, and then I modeled something every day in correlation with that. And so that is going to be October for my patrons. So right now I have all of them up from last year. Those are all up on Patreon right now. And then that's what we'll be doing for October. So I'll be doing a model, at least a model every day for the rest of this month and next month.
Wow.
So.
And then I'm doing some, well, I've got a couple of videos on the channel starting a marble project. I've got plans for that. It's actually going to be dinosaur themed, trying to make it pretty kid friendly, so families can print it out and have a little marble track that has some dinosaurs doing things. But I'm trying to like nail down the mechanics of it first, and then model the dinosaurs around the mechanics. So right now I've just got a bunch of
so it'll be rails. Like a marble theme park.
Yeah, a little marble theme park.
Yes.
Park theme park for marbles.
For marbles.
Yeah.
It'll just be a little marble track that the marbles will roll around and have dinosaurs.
Did you see? I think it was a couple weeks ago. The last time we had a show, we featured Evan from Cocoa Press. He did that full.
Super tall one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That was insane.
Now I showed my wife, and she's like, "We need this." I was like,
"Yeah, marbles are super cool."
I love it. Ever since I can remember in kindergarten, they had one of those. I can't remember what the kit was called, but it was like all plastic, and you could put it together any way you wanted. Then you drop the marble in, Those were always the best.
Yeah, that was actually my when I was a kid. There was like a church group or something that had one of those big sets, and I always saw it, but I wasn't a part of the group, so I couldn't go play with it. Right. And I just always remember looking across like the hallway and seeing it and wanting to play with it super bad. So that's why, as an adult, I'm just like, what? I have a 3D printer. Let's take care of that.
Yes, I love that. And Brian, sculpting. What do you say? Sculpting prompt marble cinematic universe.
There we go. Yeah, that's awesome.
Trademark.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking of little big heads, the marshmallow, the Stay Puft you just did was phenomenal. I try to remember someone just did one and tagged you guys. I think it tagged us in it too. And I don't know why I'm a sucker for the Stay Puft, and especially the little ones, but those were so cool.
They're so cute.
I wish I could reach them right now. I printed a bunch. I have a bunch of them sitting over here in resin that I did, just the little ones.
Yeah.
I leave them in places, so like I'll take one with me, and just randomly leave it somewhere, just and see if someone finds it. It's fun. I don't know.
That is fun. You should put little like hashtags or something on them, or like a QR code or something.
Yeah.
And then have it attached to your stuff so that they can scan it and see where it came from.
Yeah, that'd be super cool.
That's a genius. Well, what I'll do is I'll put a QR code on the bottom, and it'll go to your page, and then they can see where you're from. And they'll be like, "These guys."
That's what I should be doing. I should just be printing stuff.
Right.
These guys were at a game night in Wisconsin. Like, where did this even come from? I have a friend. I don't know if Trent is watching right now, but I have a friend, and he does the little poop emojis. He just leaves them everywhere. He did a reunion. I believe his wife and my wife went to school together. We did a family reunion, and he brought a ton of these things for just fun stuff to give out. And he did the centerpieces for the tables and stuff like that. But he left these poop emojis everywhere. I found probably 10 of them in my bags, in my DJ stuff, and it was hilarious.
Awesome.
I remember when Pokemon was going around.
Yeah,
and a lot of people Yeah,
The low poly
low
Pokemon.
polys. Those
They were
were
just leaving them everywhere.
all over our town, and we live in a really small town.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to see how many of those I was like seeing
Yeah.
places.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Nice. Well, I think we should jump into some hot makes. Let's check out what other people are doing around the world.
Yeah.
Around the world is fair. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do some hot makes. Let's go. Here you go. During that brief intro, then I dropped him. There
Now
you
he's
go.
gone.
Yeah, now he's gone. Now I got him.
The little
Yeah,
fat
Nice.
sitting guy. He's
yeah,
cute.
and he's so cute. I love him. And I even do him hollow. Oh.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
But all right. So what do we got first? We got first Paul. I don't know how to say this last name. Paul Poxtelis. We'll go with that.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah.
He's awesome though.
Yeah, he did some really cool. They're doing let's scroll down here. I think these are pencils, right? If I remember right.
Yeah, they look like
Pencils. Okay, Heribone pencils, and this time use blue PETG to offset the acrylic ends. Man, these are some super cool custom pencils.
Beautiful.
I wouldn't even know where to start on that. Like,
No.
how do you start?
No, I
This
don't
is
know
so good.
any of that stuff. Those look awesome.
I really like that blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the blue is sick, and it's PETG. He said so. Oh man, and it looks like little like little strips of wood. You know.
Yeah. I have no idea.
I'm gonna follow that. Nice work. I love the pencil idea. I've seen pens a lot, but I love the pencil idea too. You got the erasers. This must be like the pencil ends you can get. I'm guessing.
Probably is it a mechanical pencil then? I'm assuming.
Maybe they are mechanical. If anybody knows if these are mechanical, let us know in the chat. I know I haven't been looking the best at the chat, but Geary keeps popping comments up. I'll have to watch that better. But
I'm pretty sure they're mechanical. Can you imagine something like that? Shoving something like that into a pencil sharpener?
Yeah.
Mechanical.
Well, okay, touche.
I suppose.
Touche.
And it looks like it's metal down here, so you're right.
Maybe
Geary for the
switch
win.
it
We're
out.
not. I would cry if I put this in a pencil sharpener.
Hey,
Right.
Spend this much time on a pencil, and then someone's like,
I am all for making as much as just anything mechanical that we can.
I bet you are. Yeah, I love it. Tom Llama says they're mechanical kits you can buy and sleeve. Nice. I gotta find that.
Cool.
All right. That's awesome. What do we got next? Loyal Moses. A while back. Now we didn't have a show the last 2 weeks, so this is a little bit older of a post. But started to get into resin. He got the SO1. I think he actually got the. Oh, he's getting it right there. The upgrade for this SO1 to make it fast. But he took this picture, and I absolutely dig this.
It's so cool.
And I love Ceratec's Smoky Black. That's like
Beautiful
such a pretty resin.
It is. I saw. I think it was Andrew Sink did that, where he was like hollowing things and then putting the paint inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
in
so
this
neat.
case. I think it's cool not to have that, but it would be interesting for models like this if you could do that and actually give it hints of different color. So you know what I
would
mean?
be cool.
But nice work, Low Moses, and I got to give you props. This picture's like on point, by the way.
Yeah, it's really cool.
But the Ceratec Fast Smoky Black, and if you want to check out the Alien, I think he said, I don't remember, maybe he didn't say where the model was from, but love it. Love the picture and great print. Do you guys print much resin or not so much?
Yeah. I'm just now getting them all cleaned up and like ready to start printing them again because I want to print like all my little big heads and just have them printed out.
And little Stay Puffs like over the fire.
Those two. Yes, for sure.
Nice. Well,
Hey, Jim.
Yeah.
You were mentioning you wanted to know who the model was by. It's actually in the bottom right-hand corner of the image. Printed obsession.
It's too tiny for me.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, Printed Obsession. Nice. So I have to check that out. Xenomorph. It's the
Xenomorph?
Alien Xenomorph by Printed Obsession. If I could talk, that'd be awesome. Thank you. Nice. I might have to check that out because I think that's an awesome model. I think the other cool thing I think is LEDs. Like if you could somehow light up the eyes in this, that'd be awesome. But all right, what do we got next? Geeky Faye, rocking it again. She says, "Okay, I teased this right. I teased it long enough, and made my very own, probably life-sized egg friend, Tereko from Legends of Zelda. Hopefully,
That's
I said that
cool.
right. Is it Tereko? There you go. That is so cool. And she's such a talented, person in general, and I love seeing the stuff she comes out with. I've never thought of making an egg friend though. So I might have to look into that. What do you guys think? Like modeling wise, what's it take? Again, I don't know much at all about modeling. What's it take to come up with something like this?
Well, I mean, it all depends on the program that they use. There's a lot of different techniques to create a model. Something like ZBrush, it's like sculpting clay, and then you've got your CAD programs where you're using a lot of numbers to make very mechanical type things, and then you got Blender and Maya, which are kind of in the middle. So it really depends on where you go, but each different program kind of has their own techniques, and really what it is like you just have a bunch of techniques in your back pocket to create shapes. And so you analyze a bunch of images to find the right shapes that you need to make, and then you try to make those shapes. And so, but something like this, it would take hours with all that detail. And, there's a bunch of tiny detail on there that makes it look great.
Oh yeah, here we go. So there's more down here. There you go. There's some of the tiny detail you're talking about. And her paint is on point, of course.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
So would you say
a huge part.
like the small details that someone might overlook are actually what makes the model? Is that what you're kind of saying? Like
usually
this could just be an egg, but
the big shapes are equally as important. If you get the wrong shape, it's not going to look great. But yeah, a lot of the details, even if it's something that people don't notice, it contributes to the overall look of it for sure.
Love it. Man, I have the artistic ability. I poured some paint. That's about it. Otherwise, I could draw a stick.
That's a start.
That's about it. But I mean, look at the little details she has here.
The weathering.
Just the little highlighted areas that are lighter and darker. The eye, nice. So good. Nice work, Geeky Faye. I love seeing the work you come up with, and this was an awesome idea.
Looks great.
Every time I look, I see something different too. And that was Caitlin. All right, what do we got next? Oh yes, local maker Michigan. Wexter did a Bob Ross mini, and I mean, why not put the easel with it with the painting?
Right. Yep.
I love. Yep. Are you guys a fan? I know you guys know Wexter. I love the minis he does. Like
his little minis
they're so cute.
And there's so many. I mean, the one I like the best is mine. But no, but I mean, he does so many, and like you guys, he just pumps these things out. And I mean, I could, like you said earlier in the stream, you didn't know what day it was or whatever, what month, because you've been just focusing on your models. But I could just imagine. I mean, if you really get into modeling, do you have like general bases, like shapes that you kind of play off of a lot of times? So, like with the Stay Puft, do you use the same shape kind of, and then to make it from there, or do you start over every time?
For all of those, I basically had to start over every time because they're so different. It would be just as easy to start over than to like try to morph those shapes into what I want them. So there's certain things like my little big heads, the general head shape, obviously, I just drop at it every time. So it is identical. And the eyes and everything. But other than that, it's stupid, but I do a lot of my sculpting like from scratch every time, which I'm sure takes me longer. But
well, you have to be careful because, like my brain at least, I can get caught up in like trying to make things modular so I can reuse them in the future, and I get so bogged down in that I'll take like way more time making those individual pieces than it's ever worth. So it's like sometimes you just got to put that side of your brain aside and say, you know, I'm just going to recreate it. It's not going to be, you know, because you can bog yourself down really quick trying to make everything reusable.
right.
That kind of makes sense. And I think another part of that too, like at least from my side, you see more organic stuff come out, right? So it's not all like these minis, they have to be kind of similar because they're minis. They're all meant to look like that. But he does some other really cool stuff, just like you know, Clock Spring. He does some really cool different designs, and if he used like a same shape every time, it would be like, yeah, okay, here's another box. But he starts over, and it's like, holy moly! Every time he puts out a box, and then you know, like you said with the little big heads, that's cool that you use the same head, so that's the same. But it's also cool to know that you put the time in to kind of redesign your models, and like maybe it's easier for you that way. For me, I don't know. I don't know. Here's a square. Put some armors on it. Or something.
Yeah.
I always wanted to. I have a couple of VR headsets, the Oculus Quest and the Quest 2, and I always wanted to use one of their things, like in the VR mode. And you know, there's a couple guys out there that do that. And I have no idea what it would. Like I said, my drawing ability is 0, so it would be like a triangle or something. But
it's super fun though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you get to play it? Do you do that?
Yeah. We've done it a little bit. We actually have a video up on the channel from probably forever ago now. All my videos are forever ago, but I made Cthulhu in Adobe Medium.
Yeah, it was Adobe Medium.
Yeah, but there's a couple, I think, free apps that are they're worth a try because it's the coolest part is just being able to like scale it up with your hands, you know. And so you just like pick up this thing you're sculpting and sculpt on it and then make it bigger, make it smaller. That's nice. That's the fun part.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I feel like it would be very immersive. You know, like you know, if it's all like I never even thought about the fact that you can like grab whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow, that. Let me know in the chat if you guys are watching. Have you guys ever done any designing and or sculpting, and have you done it in VR? Because I'd be interested to check that out. And then let's see here. I'm going to drop this on the end. So I just got a link. There we go. We'll come back to that. I'm super pumped. All right, so we got Bob Ross. Nice work, local maker, Michigan. I got to print a giant Bob Ross now is what I need to do. Next, Stock 3D goes by Stock 3D Printing. This is off the Fucus Odin 5 and in Rainbow. I don't know how do you say that? Fucus?
I have never.
I'll go with Fucus.
I'd be afraid to try it.
Yeah.
Fucus sounds great.
So we're not monetized on this channel since we moved the show. So Fucus. Yeah. So this is actually a really cool print. I was like checking out the rainbow vibe. I love the rainbow vibe, but if let's really see, cool. Has it. There we go. So I was looking at this one earlier, and I popped it open and I zoomed in. There's some really cool like actual links in here. It must be like a flexi, you know, that has like the flexi style links in here.
Yeah. Like
and I'm assuming all of it moves. But I love the teeth. I love the expression. It just looks so happy.
Yeah. I love print and place stuff like that. It's so cool. And it's so fun to print it because then you can just pick it up and mess with it right off the printer.
Yeah. And then if you got your settings wrong, it just breaks.
Exactly.
I did that a couple times where I'm so excited to play with. I think it was a dragon I was trying to do, and then I like picked it up and I was under extruding. It just like crumbles in my. Start over.
Good torture test for your print settings.
Right. Oh, nice work. Well, nice work, Stock 3D Printing. I love it. Does it say how big this thing was? 135 scale. So it must be a pretty good size print too. Nice work. All right, what do we got next? Barry Webb. This is Zelda by Chris Fries. finished on the third attempt, I guess. And used, let's see here, printed 64 hours using an MK3S and MMU2.
Wow.
Check this out. Super good, though. Third attempt was a charm. I mean, just a gorgeous model.
Chris is a really good modeler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris is, yeah. And so the other thing that I think it's always good to point out, for one, the print is phenomenal. There's obviously a good sized purge block there, but the color choice that he used for this model, it blows me away when people pick such awesome colors to combine them. Like, you know, for the shirt and the necklace, and that thing must be dialed in because you don't see any blue or gold on that white.
Yeah, I thought it was painted too. The comment that just came across. Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, that is insane. That having it right next to the white like that's impressive.
And the texture on the shirt here, that's really cool. If you can't see that at home, let me do this. I want to check this out. I mean, there's actually like texture that's supposed to be built in. You know, obviously you got your layer lines, but I just love, man, the multicolor stuff is cool. I've been playing with I think the palette 2, I think, but I pre-ordered the 3 Pro, and I'm just super pumped to play with it. You know, Joel keeps teasing us with these videos, but
I'm always amazed by multicolor 3D prints, because it's like, even just printing something in 2 colors, it takes it, because like when you print something in 1 color, you know, it looks like it's 3D printed and it looks like a sort of a cheap plastic item, you know. But as soon as you get a second color on there, it makes it look like something else. And just the more colors you add, the more crazy it looks.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And like this, you know, you have the blue and the black and the white of the eye, you know, next to the skin tone color. I mean, super awesome choice of colors. Great work out there, Barry Webb. And I mean, you're on point. Filament Frenzy would be proud, I think.
Yeah.
He's like the master of multicolor, you know?
I was going to say, there's no bleeding in that thing, and that's impressive.
Very, very good. Now we can look at this. Little big heads. So this is, let's see if I can scroll down a little. There we go. So these are what we're kind of talking about. This is on Thangs right now. Thangs, thank you so much. Again, sponsoring the show, and a $50 Amazon gift card. Just make sure you go and sign up with the link that's been it's in the description now, but it's been in the chat as well. I've been watching it. But what's really cool about this is, you know, you can check out your whole model, right? It's really cool. But little big heads are so much fun.
I love them. I'm having a lot of fun with them.
Yeah.
I love the expression. They're so happy.
He is. I know. I couldn't decide if I wanted him to be angry. And then as soon as I did something with his eyebrows, basically that, and I'm like, no, I think he needs to be happy. So he's the happy one.
So if we go here, this is your KS Cortec Thangs page. Has 136 free models that you guys put out there already, and you know, thank you so much for that. Thanks for hosting them, because I mean, these things are awesome. That's where this little guy came from. Now that I see so much more I want to print, I'm in trouble. You've been on it. I've been away like half a month. I was out of everything, so I haven't been paying.
Yeah, I've uploaded a lot of different ones.
Holy, this is awesome. So if you I saw this one. This was such a cool print. Man, these are great. So a lot of these, are they mostly no supports or kind of a mix?
I was going to say, the little big heads, I've definitely went for the angle that I don't care if they need supports, because I want them to look a certain way. Like, this is my, like, I want this to be like my own little like style of characters. So I wasn't willing to like.
Yeah, the designs can suffer a lot if you constrain yourself to no supports.
Yeah, it's like if there's a specific like pose I'm going for, I'm like, it's just gonna be this pose.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So some of them are definitely going to be easier in resin, but some of them are more than printable in FDM.
Yeah.
Nice. And let us know in the chat. I'm going to do this real quick. I'm not sure. I think we already probably posted it, but I'll do this just in case you guys want to get there faster. Steven Lightspeed says, Chelsea and Garrett, truly awesome people. So
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I like speed.
everybody loves the LBH models. I guess we're saying LBH now. I like it.
That's my shorthand for it. It's
Yeah.
too much to type it out all the time.
Yeah.
And that was
Nice.
actually my friend
There you go.
Jim Carter. If
Oh, yeah.
if anyone knows him,
Yeah.
he helped
Love
me come
him.
up with the name Little Big Head.
Yep.
So thank you, Jim, because
Yes.
that was his. I loved it. As soon as he said it, I'm like, I really like that. That's
Yeah,
it.
and then she said it to me, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's already a thing. And then we like Googled it, and we're like, how is that not a thing?
How is
already?
it not?
Yeah. And we're definitely familiar. Geary's very familiar with Jim Carter, and we had a lot of fun with him at Murph. I did a
Yeah.
video featuring, he was there for CBCNC, and then if you saw Joel's video, he gave me the microphone, and I was just like running around like a dummy. I was like, Jim, turn your printer upside down, and he's like, okay, and it was a lot of fun. Such a good guy. There you go, the upside down Artemis guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Artemis, if you want an Artie, he might have already sold it. I don't know, but Steven is in like an Arizona area. We'll say that. I don't want to give away where you are, but he is selling like a souped up Artemis right now for like $1,000. It is. If I was close, I would go pick it up because this thing is such a good deal. So reach out. Lightspeed has it. Reach out to him if you guys are interested and you're anywhere near him, because it's a sick printer. And if I was anywhere closer, I would definitely go pick that up myself, to be honest. It's a full Artemis, but it's like completely it's
Decked
Lightspeed
out.
style. It's completely redone
Right.
with a lot of stuff. And Steven, go ahead and if you want to throw any details about it in the chat, do it, because if anyone is around you, they need that printer. He needs to make space because he has too much cool stuff.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, right. But I mean, we were just talking about Transformers. There's one right here on your page. Man, I love it. So we talked a little bit about what's coming up. It sounds like a whole bunch of models. And
we do
that's
have more
pretty
Transformers
awesome.
on the way too.
Yes, we love the Transformers. Get them going, and maybe what we should do. We should do like a collab with you and Lazy Eyebrow. He could do some like stop motion stuff. From that would be so cool.
Yeah.
When he said that, I, to be honest, haven't seen his YouTube channel, and now I'm gonna have to go find it, because if he does reviews in stop motion without showing his hands, I'm in. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it sounds
So-
interesting for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah,
What was that, Geary?
I watch his stuff. His stop motion is fantastic. He even on Twitter he posts like some of his behind the scenes stuff and how he puts the stop motions together, and it's phenomenal.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
that's
check
stop
that
motion
out.
stuff's always so cool.
It is, and it's very patient. My wife,
Yes.
let's see, my mother-in-law makes these little kind of crocheted cats. They're really cute. And my wife was doing little stop motion, like minute-long, little stories or videos with them. And she created like a little background and stuff like that. And it was amazing how long it took to make the, I mean, to do this. But she absolutely loves doing it. And now we have a baby. And so time is like this much for everybody.
Right.
But
Yeah, I tried to do
post that because she was doing like little like stories, and she had a friend come in, and she had a cat. Like, it was really cool.
that's fun.
I should make her. post
I
this.
tried to do a stop motion like right when the channel started, and I just did. I think it was a Mario. Like we printed out a bunch of like the first level of Super Mario Bros. I modeled all the little bricks and everything and printed it out. And I tried to do some stop motion, and it was just a quick little thing. And I'm just like, holy cow, this is so much more work than it seems.
that video is so old.
It's so old.
I have to go back and watch it because
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I love it. Oh man. Well, let's this is everybody's warning. A couple minutes, we're gonna give away $50 to Amazon courtesy of Thangs. It looks like we have like 65 people right around there, 65 people. So if you have not registered, this is your last chance. So make sure you do that. Again, anything else special we should know? Like, I know we kind of jumped in with Lazy Eyebrow, and we talked about some models you were doing. Obviously, the dog. What's the dog's name?
Evie.
Evie?
Yep. Like
Well,
Pokemon.
welcome to the show.
She's been very mean.
Yeah, she was clawing at me down there, so I had to pick her up.
She's
You
like,
have allergies too, don't you? That's why you're wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, she'll itch her armpits raw.
Her allergies are so
Oh.
bad, she'll itch herself raw. So you get a little t-shirt, don't you?
oh boy. Now what you need to do is model her like a transformer to wear.
There we go.
Like full size, like doggy wearable.
Need to print some
Have
of
you
that
seen
Jay Wall's dog armor.
Well, while we're waiting for the last couple people, hopefully, to sign up, have you guys seen the kids that make the Transformer? Well, I'm sure their parents have something to do with it. They make the Transformer outfits for like Halloween.
Yeah,
like,
Those are
go
so
down.
cool.
yeah,
And then they actually, like, some of them actually drive and stuff.
yeah.
If
So
someone
good.
If some kid came to my house like that, I would give him money, not candy. I'd be like, here, go buy all the candy you want. That's amazing.
Right. Hey, go make another one of these and then sell it, because you're going to be
Right.
rich if you keep doing that. Like,
Right.
I mean, the some of these things are super clever, and I mean, the electronics lights, and they drive, and oh man, that's and 3D printing. It's funny because if you look at some of these things, you can tell some of it's 3D printed. So it's funny that being more and more available to all of us is actually allowing that stuff to happen, progress even more. So
yeah,
that's kind of
so
fun.
cool.
All right, what do we got? We got a couple minutes left. I'm going to grab the YouTube names. Remember, this is anywhere in the world as long as you can have Amazon ship to you. All right. We're changing thanks, Geary. We're changing the name of the show to the Evie Show. I like it.
Yeah, she's a princess and she knows it. So she'll take over the camera anytime.
There we go. I got the wheel up. The crickets were when I was trying to adjust the wheel. There we go. So let's drop these in right there. Boom. And I tell you what, I'm going to spin it this time because you have an Eevee in your lap. How about that?
Okay.
Here we go. There you go.
Woo!
Congrats.
Gianna Situ. Hey, let us know you're in the chat. You got to say something. Let us know you're here. You have to be present to win. And hopefully Geary is watching the chat. Congratulations. Hopefully. Before we go, nice. Congratulations. Woohoo. So we'll get that over to you. If it was the last show, I'm pretty sure I got the last ones out. But if it was the last show and I did not get that out, I'll check after this one. I'll get it to you, I promise. After the last show, all that fun stuff, with my grandma happened, and then we kind of just bailed right away, and I just left everything behind. So I'm trying to catch up with that. But if I didn't, I don't remember. I need to check my spreadsheet. If you won the last show and I didn't get you guys your gift card, I will. I promise. It'll happen by tomorrow. So otherwise, other than that, let us know where we can find you guys. All the places. Let us know what you do one more time before we go.
My earbud's dead.
Oh, let us know where they can find us.
Oh, Chelsea 423 on Twitter and on Thangs, and Gary will be doing some YouTube videos, I think. So Chaos Cortec on YouTube too.
Yep, and Chelsea also releases a bunch of models over on Patreon.
Oh, Patreon.
Yeah, so
Yeah, don't forget about
That's why
Patreon.
my Patreon isn't doing well. Hey guys.
Yeah,
my
don't forget about
Patreon.
Patreon, because if you think
Yeah.
the cool stuff is on Things, which it is,
Yeah.
the awesome stuff she does is also on Patreon, and she does even more. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
So we got to
she
say
tends to
thank
put
you.
a- Oh.
100. I agree with you 100%. But I think we have to thank you guys for putting out free models as well, because while I love Patreon, everyone can't subscribe to them all, and to get the taste of what you guys do from Things is just absolutely awesome. And you can go get yourself a Geary model right now.
Yep.
Well, after the show, it'll be there.
Give
And
me
then
like 5
if you
minutes.
want, yeah, there you go. If you want, you can put the little Stay Puff on top of the Geary. Anyways, now we're getting off track. But thank you. Don't forget to check out Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, all the places, and we'll watch for that stuff. You guys hang out right there. We'll be back for you. Everybody else, thank you for joining us. I apologize for last week again, and I hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week where we bring in Chuck Hellebuck, the man himself, will be with us. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, it's. We might even have to give Pooch a hard time because he's not going to be on the show. So why not? I mean,
I'm down for that. Do that all you want.
Yeah, you got to bring up the racing incident at Murph.
It's a must. We need to. At Murph this year, we were sad because we couldn't race. But yeah, next year we're going to bring back racing as long as everything's back to normal. We're gonna bring some printed spool racers. I think we're actually going to print them. So that'll be a lot of fun. But next week, Chuck Hellebuck, the man himself, will be with us. But thank you guys. I really appreciate the time. Everybody else out there, thank you for giving us an hour of your Monday night. We appreciate it. And you guys have a great night. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.